So all three of these scenarios are so common, and educating and planning for them, for all of them, to get in your way as you are becoming a healthier, happier, stronger you will lead you to inevitable success. This is not easy, but change is not easy. Shifting away from old habits, your limiting beliefs about yourself, the way it's always been, takes determination and grit. Plus, you need to show yourself grace as you go through this.
Hey y'all, my name's Jen. I'm a health and life coach on a mission to empower women, and this season I call the messy middle. We believe it's never too late to dream your wildest dreams and to build lives freed from the shoulds and have-tos. Here, we talk to ourselves like we do our girlfriends and our sisters and daughters. I will share stories and resources with lots of encouragement and a little bit of tough love to drive you toward action. In this podcast, we talk about everything: career, relationships, motherhood, and health. So grab your sneakers and let's go, because she's wild and freed.
Welcome back to another episode of She's Wild and Freed. I'm your host, Jen, and this is week 4 of our podcast series, Back to School, Back to Health, and we are talking about when we don't make the grade, or what do we do when we slip or fall short of our health goals or plans. Let me first say, you aren't doing it wrong, or you haven't failed because you slipped a bit on your plan or goal. Building a new habit, creating a healthy plan, and living a healthy lifestyle is challenging. And sometimes we fall back into our old habits, or we make choices that are not in line with our higher and healthier selves. And that's okay. Really. You are human. You make mistakes. There are 3 scenarios that we're going to talk about today, and these are pretty common situations that happen to us when we start a plan or create a goal and start working toward it. Number 1, perfectly normal life things come up. And examples of this is your kid gets sick, or you have a deadline at work that gets pushed up. Your car needs work. You traveled either for work or for pleasure, or maybe your partner traveled, or your dog gets hurt. All of these things and many others will pop up and will jump up the priority list on our things to do really quickly. And at times they absolutely should. If your kid is sick, you've got to stay home with them or prioritize your day or week taking care of them. Of course, that's high priority. So these normal life events can get in our way or push our goal aside or even completely derail us mentally. So that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is self-sabotage. Yep, I said it. You have put your own barriers up to stop you or slow you down from reaching your goals. But this too is really normal. If you recall from a previous episode, I spoke about stress and the fight, flight, or freeze response. Our brains are designed to keep us safe, quote unquote, when we introduce something new, a new habit or a new way of life, our brain, sometimes without us even consciously knowing, so it's our subconscious, will sabotage that plan. Okay, so that's number 2, self-sabotage. Number 3 are our family, friends, or coworkers. They will inevitably sabotage you or try to. And they may not even be doing this on purpose. Most of them won't be. This phenomenon is when others see you doing something new and succeeding that either they wish they could do themselves, or they see you changing and they don't want you to change from the person they expect you to be. They will make comments, offer you food or activities that go against your goal or dream life. They may even make things really awkward for you. So all 3 of these scenarios are so common, and educating and planning for them, for all of them, to get in your way as you are becoming a healthier, happier, stronger you will lead you to inevitable success. This is not easy, but change is not easy. Shifting away from old habits, your limiting beliefs about yourself, the way it's always been, takes determination and grit. Plus, you need to show yourself grace as you go through this. Today, we will talk about how to handle these slips or misses when it comes to your health and life goal. And we'll dive into techniques or tips on how to maintain a consistent and steady path forward as you work toward a healthy, happier, more vibrant you. Since this podcast is going out to many people, I'm going to choose one general example that someone in the community is working on. If you have something specific you would like to hear about on the podcast, please DM me, email me, or text me if you're listening on Spotify. I do take requests, and I want to deliver information and resources to you that is relevant to your life right now. So please, if you have a little feeling like I should reach out to her, do it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just do it. What is there to lose? Nothing. What is there to gain? Everything. Okay, let's start with one I hear about most often is I want to lose weight. This is great. This is an important goal because losing weight does so much for you both mentally and physically. If we take scenario 1, something perfectly normal in your life happens. I'm going to choose your dog gets hurt. If you don't have a dog, insert cat, bunny, bearded dragon, or your kid, whatever's most relatable to you. As the primary caregiver in your family, you are most likely the one to take the dog to the vet and get them checked out. In this scenario, last night, they were fine. You let them out to do their business. They came in limping. And then this morning, your dog doesn't want to eat, and you're worried. So instead of going for your walk at lunchtime, which is what you've planned and what you've been doing for the last week, you take your dog to the vet. They end up wanting to keep your dog overnight. So then you're headed home and you're now even more worried about your dog. Still in the back of your head thinking, he was fine yesterday. You already had your dinner planned out, but now you need to catch up on work that you missed, and you're trying to focus, but you're worried about your dog. So instead of eating that grilled steak salad for dinner, you DoorDash Domino's. In this example, this is one day, one point in time that you're stressed, worried, and disoriented. But these things can mess with our minds, or they can keep going into the next day because in this example, you need to go pick up your dog from the vet who stayed overnight. Turns out he has an infection, but you have meds, and with rest, he's going to get better in a few days. And the vet bill is high. So now you've got to administer meds to your dog, keep him resting for a few days. You've already skipped breakfast to go pick him up. You missed your planned walk again. So you grab Starbucks and work through lunch to catch up on things. Of course, your dog, cat, kid, they don't get hurt every day. But pay attention to patterns like this. Right when you decide to do something different, make a life change, shift your perspective, the universe, God, source, sends an obstacle your way to see if you really want that thing or really want to make that change. These are tests, and in order to pass the tests, understanding and recognizing that these will come and they will take higher priority or derail you in some way will allow you to recognize them, work through them, and continue toward your goal. Ultimately, 1 to 2 days of getting off track will not ruin the whole goal. Even if you get derailed for a week, for example, you get the flu or COVID, as long as you continue on your path and remember why you want to lose weight or insert your goal there, then you will ultimately have inevitable success by passing this test. And then the next one, because there will be more than one. Okay, let's look at scenario 2, which is self-sabotage. Raise your hand if you know you do this to yourself. Well, here's one example. Every time you lose a little bit of weight, you want to reward yourself for good behavior. So you go down to the cookout or somewhere in your town that has amazing milkshakes and get one. But then the next day, you're still riding high and the scale didn't change after having a milkshake. So you skip your workout because you deserve a break. You've been working so hard. Then you sleep in the following day. So you recommit to getting started back on your healthy eating and exercise plan tomorrow. But the cycle continues, and now you have already gained 3 pounds, and you don't understand why it's so hard. It's not worth working so hard to lose momentum so quickly. And now you're back to your old ways. 3 months later, you start your weight loss journey again, and this time you're 10 pounds heavier. I'm not sharing this example to shame you or to make you feel bad. And I know you may feel a little called out by this, but that's not my intention here at all. My intention is to share this and other scenarios so that you will be aware and you can get curious when something like this pops up in your own life as you're working toward becoming your highest and best self. Okay, my wild friends, I am quickly interrupting this episode because I'm not sure if you know about my coaching offerings.
So I offer 3 different programs to meet you where you are. I have a 30-day Kickstarter program. That's 4 weeks of one-on-one coaching with me to restart your health plan and get you going in the right direction. I also offer a 60-day momentum builder. So this is double the work with me, 8 sessions of one-on-one coaching to really build that momentum towards you ultimately reaching your health goal. And then finally, my signature program, this is the big one, the 90-day total transformation program. This is the one if you're ready to take that step toward lasting change. 90 days of digging into what's stopping you or slowing you down from getting to your goal. And we'll also dig into some other things and really get you on the path toward inevitable success. So if you're interested, click the link in the show notes to schedule a discovery call with me. The discovery call is complimentary, and I would love to talk to you. Can't wait to hear from you.
The third way you can get derailed or fall short of your plan or goal is when family, friends, I put that in quotes, or coworkers throw shade towards you as you're growing and developing as a human being. This is something for you to prepare for as you attend upcoming family gatherings or holiday events. And I bring this up because we are moving toward that season of the year, my opinion, the best season, which includes Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And if you celebrate other holidays within your faith or belief system, I know there are a lot of good, comforting foods. A lot. So in this scenario, you have been doing well, feeling good on your weight loss journey. Steadily, the weight is coming off, and you've been exercising and feeling stronger. Your body moves more with ease, and you're sleeping better. These are all amazing results in your journey. Now, there's a family reunion coming up, a birthday, or insert your next holiday event, and you know there will be a lot of foods that are tempting and things that are not on your plan. The worst part is your aunt, or again, insert whomever this may be for you. She will be there, and she always has something to say about something. And no matter what, it just gets under your skin. She has also struggled with her weight, so she's probably going to say something about your weight loss. Maybe it's a backhanded compliment. You look great, but you must be eating rabbit food. Or she'll ask, what are you doing to lose weight? You respond, and then she's like, oh, I can never do that. I cannot give up bread or ice cream or my daily sweet tea, whatever it is. Or maybe she asks, how much are you paying for those classes, that nutritionist or that eating plan? Oh, I wish I could do that, but that's a lot of money, and my husband's got this, or mama has that. My kids need braces. Or there's the guilt trip. You're not going to skip grandma's lemon bars, are you? That'll hurt her feelings. Or, I know you're not eating meat right now, but this is Johnny's famous brisket. I mean, you can have some. It's no big deal, just a little bit. So for the most part, Your friends and family don't mean any harm or not trying to hurt or shame you. They just do. The people in our lives who love us, or at least are supposed to love us, are sometimes the worst when we make a change. They're used to us being a certain way. For example, they're used to you being a certain size or weight. They may have enjoyed eating or drinking with you, and now you're different. They're used to you agreeing or going along with the flow, but now you've set boundaries and won't allow them to talk to you that way, or won't allow them to persuade you to have another cookie or another beer. These things are really hard for people around us to accept, and they may project onto you or find ways to make you feel bad or sad because they are actually feeling that way. And there's no excuse here. It's not right. But it's a really normal and natural way for us as humans to not want change. And whether it be in our own lives or others. And the hardest part with this scenario is this is someone very close to you. And they will make you feel the worst. Anytime you make a change or do something different, these scenarios are going to come up. It's up to you to surround yourself with people who love you, support you, and are also on a personal transformation journey. Weight loss could be it, but it could be anything. I love the quote, "Other people's opinions of you are none of your business." I heard that from Rachel Hollis, and she may have been quoting Tony Robbins. So I'm not sure who actually said that, but just remember that. Other people's opinions of you is none of your business. If you've been derailed by any of the examples I mentioned, it's just a bump in the road. It's just a moment in time. You can get right back up, dust yourself off, and continue to commit to your health and life. The dream life you want. Your homework this week is to identify one or more of these areas that have happened to you, or something that could be coming. So just a reminder, number one, a normal life thing has pushed you off course or derailed you. And our example was your dog got hurt. Number two, you self-sabotage. You reward yourself with a treat, and then things snowball from there. Again, that's just one example of self-sabotage. If you want to hear more about ways we self-sabotage ourselves, I can definitely do an episode about that later on. Just let me know. And then number three, someone in your life is sabotaging you. Aunt Millie compliments you, but it's in a backhanded way. You may, through this episode, have thought about the exact thing you do every time, that self-sabotage, when you start something new or restart or recharge on a health and life goal. Great. You know what it is. You can plan for it and flow through that challenge. If you are cruising, things are going well with your goal that you set, that's awesome. Consider what I shared in this episode for future reference. You can prepare now for any of these scenarios to pop up so that you know how you're going to respond. Become aware of your patterns and the patterns of others so you will have inevitable success. Thanks for listening, my wild friends.
Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you feel free to take action toward building the life of your dreams. If something in this episode resonated with you, I would so appreciate it if you would text it to a girlfriend so she can hear the message as well. Until next time, stay wild.